Hi everyone, this is Honey. Um, Good morning, good afternoon. I pray this video finds you blessed. I'm here today to talk about something that has been on my heart to do for a month now. Last month, July the 9th, an incident happened at work where I bumped my head. Of course, I had the little spot up there from it. It was sore, and I had a feeling to go report it to my trainer. Not thinking it would really be anything because it was just a plexiglass door corner I hit it on. It was a 2.5 inches plexiglass. When I raised up, I hit that corner of it. Well, she told me to go do a report with the supervisor just in case. An hour later, the whole side of my head right here to the back and down this side of my face started throbbing more than just this spot was. So I went and told her about that. I thank God for God blessing me with Keisha in my life. And she said okay, that she'd just keep an eye on me because I wasn't feeling like I was needed to go home or anything. I could make it through the night, at least to 12 o'clock. I worked 12-hour shifts and an hour later, I'm feeling really all of a sudden drained, just like something was sapping my energy away, just drained. So I'm finishing up what I'm doing on the machine. I'm like, if I can just finish this, I can go on the other side of it and lay my head against a certain level part of it. So I did, and I went around and I put my arms up and I laid my head down, and across the line I could see her hollering at me or calling my name. And my real name is Holly, but I go by Honey. And my eyes just started blinking really rapidly. And I'm moving my mouth to answer her, but nothing is coming out. And all I know, and I never ever lost consciousness through the whole situation. I can tell you every detail. I heard everything that was happening, everything everybody was saying. And I remember her being on one side of me and another coworker on the other side of me. And then another one came up behind me. And all I know is I just slumped. It's like every ounce of energy in my body just totally left. I know they were called. I remember seeing my supervisor there. I remember people calling my name. My supervisor, the coworker, on my left-hand side. Thank you, Angel, for being there. Thank you for Barbara, God placing you there to hold my head. That my head wouldn't get hit on anything or be snap out of place. The neck, whiplash, or anything, and the slumping. They protected me. And first of all, I want to say that I thank God for that because he could have chose, or a situation could have happened where nobody was around, and when I slumped, I could have hit that floor and hit the back of my head on that concrete floor. So I thank God that he had them in place that did not happen. All I know is people came from everywhere. I mean, I remember people. I remember hearing on the radio. I remember all of that. I remember the volunteer fireman that works there. And him coming and taking over and getting them to get me a desk chair. And they rolling me back into the maintenance room. And my daughter coming. And the whole time I'm trying to mouth, at things. And one of my coworkers, she recognized that my daughter did, I thank God. And somehow they were saying I was having a stroke. And I'm praying on the inside and I'm telling God I know I didn't have a stroke. And they got me in the ambulance. And I remember the ambulance, one of the paramedics looked at me and he was asking me questions, and I'm moving my mouth trying to answer him, and he's hollering at me, "Ma'am, you got to speak up because I can't hear you." And I'm trying to, but I can't. I'm a talker. I'm a communicator. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm getting ready to go back into the ministry for God. And here, I can't say one word. I can move my lips, forming the words on my lips, but not one word would come out of my mouth. And I couldn't move. When I slumped, it honestly was like everything drained out of my body. Every single ounce of my energy. And I couldn't move. Nothing but my mouth to try to form words, and they couldn't come out. I was paralyzed from head to toe. And while that's going on, another paramedic on the other side is jabbing, literally rammed this IV needle up into my arm. And I'm hearing them say that I had a stroke and that I had fell and struck my head on a doorknob. We don't even have doorknobs on the machine, first of all. And that I was found face down on the floor, which is not what happened. But it goes to show how the devil can switch things around. And they take me to the hospital, but I don't go in that hospital. I'm airlifted in the Nightingale helicopter to another city, to their trauma unit. I remember when they lifted me out of the desk chair to the stretcher, and the guy had put his arm up under my back, and he wrapped his arm up so hard that it hurt. I remember the bumps. In the meantime, I can't totally focus in on everything because my eyes are just blinking so fast, so rapidly. And I'm in the helicopter. And I've always wanted to go on a helicopter ride, just not that way. Late at night, being airlifted to a hospital because they have no idea what's going on. And I'm praying, I'm talking to God. Yeah, you can pray without speaking it. You can pray and hear. You can pray and hear. Even the word tells us that our spirits make intercession for us because we don't know what to pray for. And I'm laying there and I'm on this stretcher in this helicopter and I don't know what's happening and I'm scared and I'm talking to God and I'm reminding him that he told me I'd see my son graduate high school. That I had a lot of work to do. So what's going on? Why am I? What's going on? And I'm telling Jesus, I'm scared. I'm scared. Be with me. Forgive me. I know I've made some mistakes. I don't understand why this is happening. Get to the hospital, get rushed into the trauma unit. People are just buzz going everywhere. I had another IV put in me beside the one that was already in me. So I'm laying there and the one, come find out that they put in a rescue squad. The ambulance was for stroke victims. So it was a larger than average or normal IV. And now I got the average regular IV in the other arm. And they're pulling all kinds of blood out of me after let me back up. They did take me to get a CAT scan, which was one of the first things. And I've never, ever been on a CAT scan before in my life. And I'm like, God, I'm in this thing alone. It's dark. God, be with me. Please just be with me. I think I've experienced miracles in my life. I've been blessed in so many ways, on so many levels in my life. I've seen miracles that God has performed in other people's lives. But between me and you, I've never, ever, ever experienced a miracle on this level. And the whole time that this is happening, God is dealing with me that there are people that go through this every day of their life and have been left alone. Loved ones or nobody comes and checks on them. So they're hollered at, they're yelled at, they're abused. You know, I'm laying there on the bed about to freeze in the trauma unit. And one little teeny thin sheet on me. And nobody around. And they're coming in and they're drawing blood and they're coming in doing this test and they're coming in looking at your eyeballs and you can't tell them stop stretching your eyes so wide. That hurts, that irritating because you can't speak. And there's nobody there to speak up for you, to tell them you're hurting my mama, you're hurting my sister, you're hurting my brother, you're hurting my friend. It blew my mind. I mean, to not be able to move nothing but your mouth, but yet nothing can come out. They didn't even take my work boots off. And the first thing I could start to move was my toes. And I was so excited. I'm laying there. I'm like, look, y'all. You know, look, y'all. And I'm moving my lips. Look, y'all. I can move my toes. I can move my toes. Look. And nobody's paying me any mind. Nobody is. Nobody. And I'm inside screaming, take my work boots off. Take my work boot off. My toes are moving, y'all. And I'm so excited and all. And nobody's noticing that it's not a stroke because I can move my mouth. I'm not lopsided. It's not out of alignment. It's normal. And pay attention. Neck brace on because they thought I'd fell, hit my head, and was found on the floor. Instead of listening to the eyewitness that said she didn't have a stroke. She didn't hit her head and fall out on the floor, or fall out from having a stroke and hit her head on the way to the floor. We didn't find her on the floor face down. We caught her. She never hit the floor. Even in the ambulance, everybody kept saying, squeeze my hand, squeeze my hand, squeeze it as tight as you can. I couldn't even move. Really, really hard. And so they come over and they're like, the doctor is on this screen talking to her. The doctor didn't even come into the room. The doctor was on the screen somewhere else at a desk. At a desk. She didn't come in there. She was at a desk. I thought doctors are supposed to come in the room with the patients. Because God could have chose to take me that day. God could have chose to allow me to stay in that state. But he didn't. And for the past month, he has dealt with me about this video. To do it because there are just so many people. So many people out there, all around the world. They go through that every single day of their life. They can't move. And they're alive and they're awake and they're trying to communicate that, wait a minute, when you snatch that tape off of my arm like that, that hurt. my experience causes you to get up and go visit that loved one that you haven't wanted to see like that. I pray that you realize that it may hurt you to see them, but it may help them just to hear your voice. And sometimes we just need to know that there's somebody there. God is there. Jesus is there. The Holy Spirit is there. But sometimes we just need to know that a loved one here on earth is also there. This has been Honey. Forgive my tears. Know I love you to life. And I pray that this video will touch you and make a difference. It's not over. It's not too late to make a change in your life. To go visit that loved one. To go visit somebody else's loved one. And to give God a chance because He's real. I'm living witness to that. Love you all. Bless you. Until next time.